The dynamics of long-distance relationship breakups. Humorous. Love in the time of cheap flight tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a toast to true love at 30,000 feet. Welcome to an era where savings on flight tickets pair better with potential partners than Merlot with steak. Found your sweetie in seat 7B while you were stuffed in 17C. Ah, the romantic thrills of a budget airline. Cheap sips of soda and pretzels served with a potential soulmate. Gone are the days when relationships were measured in years. In today's world, you calculate your love longevity in air miles. The more you've flown, the more profound your love is. Duh. Until, of course, you use up all those miles, and the reality of long distance lands with a thud. As for those of us brave or crazy enough to navigate time zones with Cupid, we know the real drill. Endless countdowns to the next meetup, multiplied by time zone math that'd make even Einstein want a break. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be an exciting flight. The 200-day itch, the bittersweet reality of long-distance love. Remember how you felt like the lead in a romantic movie, falling in love from 35,000 feet above sea level? Ah, the bliss of cheap flights and overpriced airport sandwiches. It's just like that until day 200, a time frame so consistent that scientists are considering naming it after the Discovery Channel. Ah, the internet calls. Bane of your existence, or savior of your love life. You tell me. Blurry screens, constant lags, and just when you're about to say something, asterisk poof, asterisk. The signal's gone. Isn't it just fantastic? Keeping your grandmother awake with your late-night traumas? She's alternately sighing over her cup of chamomile, tick-tock, tick-tock, granddaughter's clock, or actively trying to bring back the Morse code culture. And the heart, does it really grow fonder, or just plain forgetful? By the end of your 200-day itch, it feels more like an airport lounge during a particularly painful layover with non-stop flights to, what was his face again? Land. It's like you're in a constant state of limbo, unsure whether to board the next flight to heartbreak or stay in the airport bar forever. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yes, the fickle heart. Well, dear reader, join the club of, I swear I loved him, but who's he? Your relationship status is a cocktail of time zones, love emojis, and hilarious misunderstandings. No matter what, you're always waiting for the virtual boarding call for love's destination. In the end, is it all worth it? Does love truly conquer all, even crappy Wi-Fi? Or is it wiser letting the heart grow forgetful while you work your way through the airport bar's cocktail list? Let's find out. So, you broke up. Welcome to the Lonely Hearts Club. Oh, the inevitable demise of every long-distance love story, the breakup. Congratulations, for you have now become an esteemed member of the Lonely Hearts Club. But worry not, dear traveler, for your heartbreak journey has just begun. Before you indulge in ungodly amounts of chocolate and sappy rom-com marathon, remember that distant love turned distant memory is your cue to spring into recovery mode. Let's work on getting you in top form, emotionally and mentally. If anything, think of it as an upgrade to first class for your personal well-being. Now, about being that ex, you know, the one who floods their social media with cryptic song lyrics and self-pitying memes. That's a strict no-no. You have miles to go before you sleep, and digital self-sabotage isn't your destination. Sure, you can be sad and introspective, but give your online friends a break, will you? And speaking of baggage, when was the last time an airline gleefully handled an excess of it? Much like overstuffed suitcases, emotional baggage needs some major downsizing. It's high time you strut through the airport of life with the confidence of someone who's packed just the right amount for a carry-on. Those extra bags won't fit in the overhead bins of happiness, and trust me, nobody wants to share their bin space when all it carries is your former relationship's turbulence. So buckle up and get ready to take off again, heartbreak survivor style. Better, not bitter, surviving the storm. So, the breakup happened. First off, welcome aboard the SS Heartache, sailing straight back to you. Let's kickstart that first-class journey known only as Breakup Recovery 101. Look, the in-flight manuals might tell you to reach out for the nearest oxygen mask in case of emergency. But the trick here is to pull a reverse and focus on your own happiness first. Stop looking for the life vest outside. You've got a built-in buoyancy aid. It's called self-love, and it's free for takeoff. And while we're on the healing journey, how about taking a sabbatical? No, not from your job, but from romantic breaks. Book yourself a solo trip. Because nothing says, I'm healing after a long-distance breakup, quite like sending your ex a postcard from the world's largest ball of twine in Kansas. Unorthodox, yes, but alarmingly therapeutic. And lastly, brace yourselves. The turbulence is going to hit you hard when moving from love letters to, God forbid, lawyer letters. The post-breakup seas can be treacherous. There's just something about signing your name next to your ex's that says, "Congrats, you've led up in the breakup game." But fear not, brave soul. Chrome those knuckles, straighten that fedora, and remember, you've survived worse you once loved from a distance. Keep these in mind, my fellow lonely hearts. Sure as the sun rises or the plane lands, hopefully, there's life and love after long distance. So strap in and remember to keep your seatbelt fastened, folks. It's only turbulence, not a crash. Get back on the saddle or plane. Love after long distance. All right, heartbreak survivors, it's time to unstow your oxygen masks. Your love life might be about takeoff once again. But first, the real question: to buffer or not to buffer after long-distance love? In the age of modern dating, it's all about strategically scheduled messages and purposeful post-breakup platitudes. But be warned, that's as exciting as watching paint dry or grass grow. In other words, as thrilling as your failed relationship. Ah, rebounding. That's a fun game. It's like tennis, except everyone loses. It can be tempting to fill that gaping, love-shaped hole in your heart with someone new. But remember, rebound relationships are a bit like economy class, cramped, uncomfortable, and with very limited legroom for growth. Then, there's this radical, completely unheard of concept: dating locally. Heard of that yet? It's both environmentally friendly and vastly increases your chances for romantic success. After all, as they say, shopping local is always best. So jet-setters, strap in once again. You may have navigated the turbulent skies of long-distance love, but the world of post-heartbreak airlines still has plenty to offer. Who knows? Maybe you'll even find some locally sourced love. Bon voyage. Conclusion: the beautiful scars of airplane love. Love, my dear heartbroken travelers, is not about the destination. It's the journey that enriches you, even though sometimes that journey might be more of a roller coaster ride than a smooth flight that stays forever in the cruising altitude. Was it worth it? Might be the question you're wrestling with right now, alongside the haunting thought of whether the airline lost your luggage with the one t-shirt that still smells like your ex. Spoiler alert: it's not lost, just held hostage by grief and ugh. Let me prescribe you some Embrace Turbulence pills, not to be confused with Turbulence Cola, a concoction of bitter bubbles of in-flight heartache and the passion of ruptured love. Growing through breakups is like sitting in an incessant turbulence zone when you're on an airplane. There's a very good chance you're going to spill your drink. But hey, that can be a conversation starter with the attractive flight attendant. Who says turbulence cannot be fun? Up until now, some of you may have been frequent flyers in the Mile High Heartbreak Club, making more emergency landings than you'd like to admit. Grounded love? Maybe a strange concept, much like veggie options on an airplane meal. But take it from your air hostess of love. Grounded love awaits you at the end of your flight path. So pack your bags again, head into the airport of life, and check in your past at the counter of acceptance. Because, darling, this journey isn't over yet. Your travel, no, your love story is still being written. And who knows, perhaps waiting for you in the arrivals hall is a love that lasts more than the 6-hour flight plus 2-hour delay scenario. Because we all deserve a direct no-layover flight to love, don't we? So be brave, fasten your seatbelts, and get ready for takeoff.